Welcome to part 5 of this series of 6 videos where I replace my rusty original exhaust on my Porsche 996 for a DesignTek system and all of the issues that I came across in doing that. This particular part is about fitting a new water pump and also fitting new lambda sensors in the catalytic converter. So one of the jobs I've elected to do is to replace the water pump. So this is the metal bar at the back of the engine that basically braces the engine. And there's an engine mount there. There's obviously one on the other end. So I'm going to take, I've just sort of braced the engine. The car's up on jack stands, and I'm going to take this brace off. I've checked all the bolts. I had to heat them up, and as ever they were rusted. So I've managed to loosen each of those slightly just to make sure I could. And if I go up to the top of the engine, apologies. I've just taken the pulley off, the aux spout off, and there's the water pump down here. So if I don't know if you can hear this. So that's me moving the water pump wheel, and obviously it doesn't sound too bad, but there's quite a lot of play in it. So that is a job that definitely would have needed doing at some stage. And I'm going to Le Mans in the summer, and obviously taking the Porsche, so I'm really pleased about that this will get changed and be one of the things that I haven't got to do in the future. The other thing is I'm going to change some parts on the fuel pump, on the oil pump, which is only accessible again if I take off this this brace for the engine. So basically that's the nut there that I'm going to undo, and there's basically a spring inside here, and there's a pin also that has a habit of breaking. So as a precautionary measure, I'm gonna take that off as well. Okay, thanks then. Okay, so I've now got the water pump off, and I thought I'd do a quick comparison for you between the new and the old, so you can hear the play in there, and also when I do that it really freely moves. So this is the new male one, OEM version 1. Literally cannot move that, and if I try and turn it, it barely, there's tons of resistance. So it just shows you I've gone for the one well, these are metal impalas, just because I read lots of reviews, and this seemed to be the best option in terms of longevity. But yeah, so quite interesting, isn't it, the difference. My car's done 90,000 miles, and this, I don't know how much longer it would have lasted, but I wasn't prepared to take that risk. Okay, thanks. Okay, so a quick update on progress. My water pump is now in, as you can see. So that was fairly straightforward, because I'd already drained the system, obviously. I then also went to change the thermostat, but so excuse all the mess. Originally I bought a just this element of the thermostat to replace it and keep the housing, but the thermostat that I ordered and was sent is the wrong one, and I'd attempted to take this one out, and it's virtually impossible to compress these springs, well, with the tools that I've got anyway. So I've given up, and I've just bought a whole new thermostat and housing. So one of the decisions you've got to make is whether you buy the standard 83 degrees thermostat or the 71, which is something that's been introduced to try and allow the engine to heat up at a slower rate, and therefore is meant to be better for bore scoring. I read loads of stuff and watched loads of videos, and the guys that had put in the 71 degree thermostat seemed to have all sorts of issues with the fans not coming on at the right temperature. So the one I bought is that I just decided to go with the 83 degrees thermostat. So I'm still waiting for that to arrive, and once I've got that, I'll be able to complete the job down by the water pump and fit the thermostat. So I've been busy on other things. And one of those is I decided to replace the lambda sensors in my catalytic converters that you can see lying on the floor there. You can see that there's a P and a D on them, just to remind me which side they go, but I will get rid of that paint before I put them back on. And then so the challenge then is you've got a pre sensor, which is denoted with a blue covering over the wiring, and you've got a post cat, which is this one here, which is got a black covering to the sensor. So guess what? They were all rusted in. So and I thought, well, I could either leave it and just let it run its course, but they were so rusted, I thought the only chance of getting these off is with the catalytic converters all off the car. So then started the challenge of getting them out. So I tried using this. So this is a lambda sensor remove socket, and that kind of goes over the top of the sensor with the wiring still in place. And but the pressure I was having to apply, these corners were bending out. So I thought about I could put a clip around there, but anyway. So the route I went was a bit dramatic. This is an example. I just took an angle grinder to each sensor and took the top off. So that would have been the bolt in, sorry, that would have been the sensor in the left in the catalytic converter. And then the challenge was getting them out. So it took loads of heat. So I bought myself a proper gun, heat gun, and but then I found that these were stripping. So I'd already got these, which were for rounded bolts, for removing rounded bolts. So this is 22mm that fits over the top of this nut here, and that worked well. It worked with a crowbar and a long so I've got a long bar that I use, which is this, and I put a piece of scaffolding rod over the top of that, and eventually, with several attempts at heating, each one came out. But then the challenge was, well, the threads are all come off of these, off the sensor, and stay in the catalytic converter. So you'll find that they'll sort of be lining in there. So then I bought this tool, which is what's that called? But anyway, this is the chaser, the lambda sensor chaser I bought off of eBay, and that's worked fine, and it's cleared out all the threads, and they're now fine, and I'm ready to I've tested with new sensors which I've purchased, and they're fine. So that's that. So now my next job is to fit the I'm going to do the driver's side, because I'm fit the manifolds, the DesignTek manifolds that I've purchased. I'm going to do the driver's side first, because obviously I'm waiting for the thermostat, and the manifold's in the way of the thermostat on the passenger side, so I've got to wait for the thermostat. So yeah, so that's my next task, and I'll show you how I get on with that. Cheers.